Hey guys, welcome to Remarried Love. I'm D,
And I'm Aki.
and we're your guide to a new life and healthy relationships after divorce.
So today's episode, we are talking about the state of relationships between Black men and women because we want to have us get together. We want more relationships, more love, and more marriages.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if a lot of Black men and women realize that there are a lot of happy relationships in our community.
And we want to promote even more. And it seems like there's this culture of like fighting each other and opposing each other. And we want to talk about that and share some of the things we would like for us to stop doing and things we want us to start doing.
So we came up with 3 things that we each wanted people to start doing and stop doing. And I can start off unless you want to start off with your list.
Okay. Either one. You want me to start?
Yeah, start with the thing that you want people to stop doing.
Okay, so one of the things that I want people to stop doing is to stop talking negatively about each other. So men stop talking negatively about women, Black women stop talking negatively about Black men, and also like trauma bonding with negative relationships that you've heard about, but maybe not have even experienced yourself. And what I mean by that is there's some people out here on the internet, right? They're discussing bad relationships, toxic relationships. They're showing examples. And I feel like some of us women are like bonding with that, even though it didn't happen to us, or feeling the same pain and emotion, not in a like caring companion way to help someone with empathy, but almost internalizing it ourselves. Like,
so it's almost like you're trying to get on the bandwagon with it.
Yeah, like almost using it as fuel for something negative, not listening for empathy to the person that you want to help. And so I want to start speaking positively about each other. Because there's a lot of generalities about men and women. What's one of the things that you want Black men and women to stop doing?
So I'll let you know that the number one thing I have on my list is I want Black men and women to stop fighting each other. It's just, you just got to stop fighting each other because you know that you want the opposite sex. So
if you're a woman, you're telling me that stop fighting Black men because I want one.
Exactly. And stop fighting the man, if you want a woman. So just stop fighting each other.
You said you want one.
Exactly. That's how I said it. I said, you want one.
You want one.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we can start doing is being kind to each other, being kind and learning how to like diffuse situations instead of instigating them.
Yeah. Don't be an instigator of that stuff.
Yeah.
We want to stop this fight.
The fighting.
Stop the war. Stop the gender war.
Stop watching shows that people are fighting, that promoting that. I would even say stop listening to music. It's just always a battle. It'll just keep kind of staying with you on how to fight and not learning how to bring peace.
Well, there's a lot of media platforms that keep the gender war going.
Yeah.
Whether it's music, whether it's on social media, whether it's in your life, anything, on TV, there's things that can keep the gender war going, especially in the Black community. So we want to stop that stuff. We want to just have peace, like you were saying, and just show love to each other. Let's be kind.
Yeah. So that would be, our first stop. Just stop the negativity, the fighting, and start surrounding yourself with positive images of Black relationships because they are out there.
Well, Black love is good.
Yeah. And positive relationships. We're not talking about just marriages or just anything, but something that is positive and growing and practicing some of the traits that those relationships have. You can practice peace. And when I say practice that, it's like, how would I diffuse a situation instead of,
Instigating.
Instead of instigating and making him mad and knowing all the things to push his buttons, what if we just practice finding out things that guys like.
Or what women like. You can find out what a person likes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be an ulterior motive. Like I have to get something from you to understand you. So we can understand each other for the sole purpose of getting to know that individual.
Yeah. And just practice being kind, practice being nice.
There's a lot of healthy relationships in the Black community.
Yeah. So let's celebrate that. Let's stop with the fighting and learn how to get along. That kind of goes with my stop that I had stopped speaking negatively about the opposite gender. That's kind of what you were saying. But yeah. I want to say my stop is stop trauma bonding with other negative relationships. And what I mean by that is, like you were mentioning, there's a lot of social media about bad relationships. Mm-hmm. Bad relationships get a lot of airtime or internet time.
Yeah.
And we seem to, as Black women, sometimes absorb
gravitate towards them.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gravitating or it's all around us, but we also absorb it in so much that someone else's negative experience goes beyond us feeling empathy for the person, but now we're almost feeling the pain. We're almost feeling it like it happened to us. And then we're judging other men or judging other relationships like we had that. And so I guess I would like to start surrounding ourselves, again, like what we were talking about, with positive relationships, and also start learning how to disconnect what we're seeing with other people and learn how to focus kind of on our relationship ourselves. Like if a man is part of a group of men and they're all talking about how horrible these women are out here, but that didn't happen to you, how do you
navigate through that?
Yeah, like how do you support them, but also, hey man, that's not like really what my experience
Well,
is.
me personally, if you're asking me personally,
yeah.
Negative experiences happen to most people who have been alive from some time. You're going to have some kind of negative experience, but you can also go through that and not have a hatred for, let's say if it's a relationship, the opposite sex.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a hatred for the entire gender. That's kind of interesting to me that you can go that far abroad, that far over there.
It's like an extreme going to going to extreme that you have experienced something bad or you've heard about it and now you've taken on that emotional wound for yourself.
I think sometimes people say, well, that's how they are. When you start talking in theys and us and thems, all of those type of words.
Black men and women need to stop generalizing each other.
Yeah, I don't like to generalize a person because I'm more about getting to know the individual. I want to know more about who you are as a person. I had to do that when we first got together.
Yeah.
We had to figure out who we were to each other and who we were as individuals.
Exactly. I was still trying to figure out who I was at that time. But you're right. You're right. So when some people try to say, all men are this, or men, all they want is that, or women, all they want is this, and all they want is that, it's a little disturbing because it has a little bit of truth in it, because men want sex, women want stability. That is not like some secret.
No, it's not a secret. I mean, the thing is, you might not like what the person or the gender wants at the top of their list, but it is what the generalization of that gender prefers to have.
And it's also, though, how they go about that. Yeah. I mean, it's like I like food and you like food, but we may go about it differently, or it may mean something different to us. So even though we know kind of like what men like and what women like, it doesn't mean that we all have the same path to get there, or we would all do the same things to have it.
And I'm glad you said do the same things to have it, because some people will do unscrupulous things to get what they want.
Oh, yeah.
And so if men want sex, some guys are unscrupulous in how they obtain it. And some women, they want stability, they want money, they want security. They will do unscrupulous things to get it. And there are people, one of the things I like to look, it's not on my list, but I like to look at a person's character. So that has to go with how they approach a situation, how do they handle it? And when it comes to getting what you want, you got to treat people how you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. So that's what I look at.
And so that's kind of why we may be having this disconnect in the Black community, because we're generalizing so much. We're not looking at character, or we're not taking the time to really get to know each other on an individual basis. And so that's that's one of my starts, that we really get to know each other on an individual basis.
Well, you would want someone to get to know you, right? So why not get to know them? It comes with being honest with each other. We can't play these games. I think you might have mentioned that at one point. You can't play games with each other. You have to be honest and upfront.
Yeah, we haven't got to that yet.
Well, put all your cards on the table, because we're about to get there.
Yeah. Let me give you an example of this generalization. One time I was in college and I had just come from a party, and it was a great party, and I met this guy there, right? And we were just dancing. It was nice. And he walked me to my car. And when I pulled out my keychain, it had my sorority letters on there. And he looked at it and he was like, "What is that?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I just went over and, I was new." And he said, "Well, I don't deal with
those people.
I don't deal with those people.
Yeah.
Those girls."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, but we were just, hanging out. We had a good time together." And he said, "It doesn't matter. I don't." And he walked away. So I felt like I was generalized even after we had, met each other. It was no chance for me, because he already had in his mind what those people act like or was like. And
so he wasn't specific. He didn't get to know you as an individual.
He kind of did, and he liked it. But then when he saw a keychain, I was like, wow, that's pretty deep. But this is what I'm talking about. I feel like whatever experience he had, it blocked him from getting to know me. And sometimes people do that.
Yeah. I mean, people's experiences may block them from someone who had nothing to do with the past situation that they went through.
And I hope it was actually from his personal experience, and it wasn't just what he heard, because that's what we're saying about this trauma bonding. You're hearing things out there in the atmosphere about men and women, about this group of people and this group of people, but you're not really even taking the time to find out. And then when you do meet somebody who maybe doesn't fit what you thought, you're still not giving them a chance.
Well, so basically, we want everybody to get together and have a mutual respect for each other when we first get together.
And then also allow yourself to know the person without any prejudgments.
So, babe, I want to know, what is the second thing on your list?
Well, the second thing on my list is I want Black men and women to stop dating just for vibes and hookups and all of these feelings, because it breeds a toxic relationship, especially in the end. And what I mean by that is there's no labels, there's no direction. We'll just see and feel and all of that. And then you may be vibing at a different level than I am. And then I see you out with someone else. And then it's just all these misunderstandings and hurt feelings. And I don't think it's a good ground to have relationships start. So my stop is just stop doing that and be okay with telling and showing that you like the person.
So you want people to stop dating in a vibing or non-purposeful way.
No clarity. No titles. We're just...
So basically, we don't know what we're doing. We're just doing it.
We're just getting together.
And so you want people to be more intentional. That's the
definitely
opposite. So be more intentional.
Start
this relationship.
Dating for a purpose, start dating for intentionality, and be okay with liking someone.
Well, I think it goes.
Is that okay now?
It is. That's a good question. I don't know if it's okay now, but it will be okay. I'll say it like that.
Yeah,
because we want people to be okay.
We want you.
Yeah, we want people to be okay with dating specifically on purpose and dating with a purpose.
And it's okay to fall for. Is that the word now? It's okay. Like when we were dating, you were so specific. You wanted to know if I wanted to date you exclusively.
I did say that, yes.
You were and then I had to, I really wanted to date. I thought that's what dating was, but you made it clear, and you also made it clear that you liked me.
Well, I had to make it known that I'm dating on purpose with you, and I want you to know that I want you to be with me only.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like creeped out about it. Like I didn't think, oh my gosh, he is too much, or he is
just being possessive or aggressive.
No, I didn't. It's weird because I didn't feel any negative feelings from it. Like I didn't think you were love bombing me. I didn't think you were some narcissist or something, or there was no negative feeling by you showing up for me every day.
That's good. I'm glad that you used the word narcissist, because that word has been thrown around so much in the last few years. It's interesting how so many people know the definition of that. And I don't think
they're using it correctly.
I don't think so either. That was sarcasm.
So it's okay when you're dating to show someone that you like them. It shouldn't be a negative thing. It shouldn't be negative that the guy or the girl is intentional about letting you know that they like you.
If you're wanting to be in a good relationship with another person who wants to be in a good relationship, then both of you should understand that it's okay to show, that I want to be with you. I like you. I'm approaching you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. I'm going to call you when I say I'm going to call you. I'm going to do all these things on purpose, because I want to be in a happy, healthy relationship with you.
It seems like there's name calling for ladies who show interest in a guy consistently, men who show interest in a woman. And what's interesting about that is my father used to tell me there are only going to be two things that you're going to know from a man. You're either going to know if he likes you, or you're not going to know that he likes you.
But if you feel that a man doesn't like you, then you're in like this limbo way. You have no idea. You don't know what's going on.
But if he's showing you that he likes you, and then you're doing things like, not calling him back for 3 days, see if he'll do this, and not responding to him, but you read the message, things like that. Why?
Playing these games.
It's like wasting time.
It's wasting time on love. I'm not going to waste time on love.
Because that's good.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
I wanted to get to love as soon as possible. And I knew that there was a time that you'd have to take to grow to it.
Yeah.
And why would I waste my time
and prolong it?
Playing games.
I'm not going to do that.
If you want love does take a process. I can't really put a time frame on it because
there's no time limit, but
it's like a process.
It's a process, but it can be faster, slower, midway.
For some people,
it depends.
It kind of flows, but I wanted to get into that. So I liked that you didn't play games. I didn't think it at all creepy or any of it. I actually was very happy that you were clear with me.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's the best. Being direct in stating what you want from a person, it saves so much time. I don't have to, play games with you. I have things to do. I don't have time to waste,
So we hope that Black men and women will just like each other, and it's okay, and be okay with it in 2025. So what's another one of your stops and starts?
So my stop is I want Black men and women to stop listening to what I call relationship haters. There's a lot of people out there talking to you, and they're telling you this bad thing, that bad thing, and they're just hating on the relationships.
Yeah.
You have no idea what they have gone through. And if you do know what they've gone through, maybe you don't necessarily resonate with what they went through, because you're like, well, that didn't happen to me. I don't have that kind of animosity towards the opposite sex. I don't really have that kind of hatred for the other gender. I'm not going to get on that bandwagon because I want love. I want to be in a good relationship. So, stop listening to those relationship haters,
Yeah. I think it's funny that relationship haters kind of spin it to protecting you. I need to make sure that you know what's happening out here in these streets. I need to protect you from these bad people, from the DLs, from the this, from the that. And this is how you can do it. Don't let him do this, and don't let her do that, and don't ever do that, and it's so much so I don't even know how you're going to have a relationship.
The funny thing is that their presentation is usually aggressive and angry. It doesn't seem like it's in love. I mean, when you talk about these relationship haters, they're all in. And I mean, you can watch them and tell that they're a relationship hater because they're angry, they're bitter, and their words are just maliceful. I mean, I've created that word, but I'm just saying it's full of malice.
Yeah, it seems like they are not in a relationship. So how can they help you? Really, it seems like they're kind of blocking, not helping.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who pretend to be there for you, but they're in reality, they're not there for you. They don't want you to be in a good relationship. They're angry about what happened in their past relationship. And so it's time for you to just move on past those people and just know that you want to have a good relationship and you're looking for that person who's looking for you.
And you have to start understanding, I would say, that there is a risk in love.
There's a big risk in love.
It's risky.
Yeah, it's very risky. And you have to grow to a point where you can take on the feeling of that risk. And what I mean by that is that emotionally, there's a lot of stuff that goes into a loving in a relationship when you're trying to build one. And so you have to be able to grow in your emotions with all the stuff that's going to come with it. There's good, there's bad, there's just steady. And you have to be able to know I'm in it to win it.
Yeah. And relationship haters sometimes prevent you from getting in a relationship that could actually probably grow you in some form. Because not all relationships that end are toxic. They don't end because something bad happened.
That's correct.
They can end because it's like a mutual decision. Hey, we're deciding to see other people, or, one person may move and it's like, yeah, we don't want to have a long distance relationship. Or there's a lot of different factors, but you would never know how to deal with the different facets of a relationship because you didn't jump in.
Well, let me ask you this question. Did you realize in yourself, did you realize that being in a relationship, the purpose of a relationship is to help make you grow? Like when you are in a relationship or a marriage, it's going to make you grow, whether you want to or not. You're going to grow. You're going to change, and things are going to come up in your life that are going to be pulled out of you. So you're going to have to decide on what you do with that new information that's pulled up out of you, and now it's given to the relationship itself.
Right. Relationships do a couple of things. One, they make you have to communicate better.
Yes.
If you're single, you don't really have to talk to anybody but yourself. When you're in a relationship with someone, you have to communicate with them what you want, what you're feeling, all of that. You also have to learn how to communicate in their language. You also have to work on timing. There's a lot of things with that. And relationships also bring out your own emotional wounds or trauma. There's a lot of triggers in relationship that you may not have even known you had until you're in a relationship.
Well, I like what you said about timing, because there's a lot of things that go with timing and relationships. Like, is this the time for me to be in a relationship? Once I'm in a relationship, when is the time for us to take it to the next level? And, there's all types of things when it comes to timing in a relationship. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. That was a really good one.
Yeah. And I think that at some point you have to take a risk on love, and not to the point where you set yourself up for hurting. I'm saying taking a risk, the red flags, warnings, you have a support group, you've been working on your healing, and then you can take a risk on love.
Well, spending time and having a conversation with a person that you feel would be that person for you for the rest of your life, that's a key element in having a good relationship is quality time and having that conversation. The two of you need to be in a nice secluded area, a nice place that you can hear and understand with each other. So you can talk to each other, tell someone how you're feeling, gain understanding from the response. I mean, those things help to make a good relationship.
So we're going to stop listening to relationship haters and we're going to
start surrounding yourself with people who speak well about relationships.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
One thing I definitely want us to stop doing is talking so bad about marriage and saying that marriage is a trap.
Wow. Is it a trap or is it not a trap? Why are people saying that?
They're saying like, if a wealthy man marries a woman, she's going to take all of his money. If a successful woman marries this guy, he's going to get her pregnant and daddy trap her or something. I don't know. It's all these trappings that is being associated with marriage.
Well, the thing is that there are people who are doing bad things to get what they want, but that's not you. And you don't have to live your life through someone else's experience.
And that's not the norm.
It's not the norm.
And it's not something that is as prevalent as it's being exposed. So if you see a celebrity or you see someone going through something, usually that story is being played and played and played over and over again. So you almost think that it's a lot of people that's happening to.
But it's the same story over and over again on different platforms.
On different platforms and on different weeks of it and different stages of their already toxic relationship. And you may feel like, well, that's what's going to happen if I get married.
Well, don't get sucked into that because like I said before, there's a lot of great relationships.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great marriages in the Black community. You just don't see them.
And we want to make more. And we want to remind you that marriage is something that has good benefits when it's a good marriage. Okay, so we're not just talking about any type of marriage. We are talking about the type of marriage that you can build legacy. You can create generational wealth. You can create an environment
of love.
To raise healthy children.
Yes.
You can have a physical intimacy that is beyond anything that you've experienced. And it's really hard to share that with people who may not have ever experienced an intimate, good relationship in a marriage covenant.
Well, you have to know that it does exist. I think that if you can't see that something is actually obtainable, then sometimes it's hard for some people to know that I could be a part of that. That could be in my life.
That's good.
So knowing that Black men and women do have happy, healthy relationships, that's half the battle right there. It does exist now. So it's just a matter of, how do I get mine?
The one thing that I want to share is that if you have any gifts or ideas or dreams that you want to share and promote on a global level, like international, all around the world, a marriage is a great institution to help with that. Biblically, when you are by yourself, you're like as one. And when you connect together in covenant marriage, you're like 10,000 of you exponentially.
Exponentially multiplied.
It's like your purpose and your power is exponentially multiplied when it's with a good person and you have a good marriage. And so why wouldn't anybody want that?
Yeah. I want to be multiplied because multiplication is better than addition or definitely subtraction. So
yeah, and it makes it easier. It makes it a little bit easier. Is it work for marriage? Definitely. You have to mostly learn. I'll tell you this. The biggest work that you may ever have to do in a marriage is on yourself. It's really not the other person.
Yeah, most of the time we're looking at the other person as though they're my problem, they're the situation, I have to deal with them, I got to go home and deal with her or him now. And the thing is, I have to deal with myself. I have to deal with my response, my actions, how I'm going about this whole situation, what I'm thinking about it, what I'm going to do about it, and change myself in order to come up.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a lot of growing that happens in marriage.
a lot.
A lot of growing.
So if you want to be grown and be in a marriage, then realize that you're gonna have to look into yourself, and instead of putting into yourself like self-care of in a selfish way of like, I'm just looking at myself, you're gonna have to look at the other person. You're gonna have to give. It's almost like I have to look at my wife and say, well, what does she need? What does she want? What am I going to do for her? She does the same thing for me. So that's what being in a marriage is all about. It's all about giving of yourself to the other person. I can't always just self-indulge.
Yeah, and it's nice when a person has your back. If you've ever been in a relationship where there was betrayal or deception or anything like that, you can really appreciate a spouse that has your back. Yeah. And there's many times that I've fallen emotionally, financially, and literally physically. And there was my husband there to help me and to bring me back up, help me and, help me to get back on my feet. And that is priceless. That is not something I could get just from friends, because our relationship and our marriage allows him to know the things that I need without me saying anything. If I'm too low to even speak or I am hurt to that extent. These are some of the good things about marriage. Marriage just has so many benefits that kind of reveal themselves as you're in it, as you work in the marriage.
Yeah, it's almost like little secret doors that are revealed and opened up, and you get to pull from that box.
Yeah, next level.
Exactly.
You go to each different levels of it. So it's hard to say all of them that you will experience, because it's going to go with how you and your spouse,
it's individualized,
grow together. So marriage has a lot of benefits, and I would say I think I would like people to start having relationships so that they can learn relationship stamina.
There's a lot of people who are really willing to quit on you. And when you find the right person who will be there for you in a good way, and they want to stay with you long term, they're not quitting on you and you're not quitting on them, then that brings or breeds a healthy relationship.
We want to stop the marriage is a trap talk and promote more that marriage has many benefits, especially for Black men and women in our community. Yeah. Good marriages. The other thing is what we want to start doing is stop playing these games and learn to have relationship stamina.
Yeah, you don't want to keep people on backup and having them, in that friend zone kind of thing.
Yeah, having a lot of options.
Yeah, putting somebody on your roster. You don't want to keep doing stuff like that, because it makes it harder for you to break that habit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you're not learning what it takes to be in a relationship. So if I have like 3 guys on my roster.
3?
Is that what I say?
Yeah.
3. How many are we supposed to have? 5?
I don't know.
Okay, let's say I have 3.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess it might be 5 would be a roster.
And I'm dating one, I get mad or I get bored, and then I date the other one until he makes me mad or bored.
Well, it's not just mad or bored. I think that people have rosters because they have someone that does something that the others don't do.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the roster is.
That's the guy roster.
Well, that's what guys do.
I think,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So the girl roster is when you get upset, I guess.
You get upset. Oh,
and then the guy roster is different skills.
It's different skill levels for guys. But the thing is, don't do that, because it's not going to help you in your relationship. When you want to have a happy, healthy marriage, you don't want to have one that's filled with rosters.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you have to teach people how to be everything to you, and you are everything to them.
And they have to be, that's why you have to communicate and have somebody who's willing to do those things. Somebody's like, well, my spouse won't do this, they won't do that. I wonder why they won't do something for the person they say they love and the person that they want to be with for the rest of their life. To me, that's an interesting kind of relationship.
Yeah, and that's why you need to vet. When you're dating, you got to stay in the relationship long enough to know if you guys are compatible, to know the type of things that that person wants. And you have to ask yourself, am I really the person that can meet their needs?
And that was actually on my list. Is like, am I the person that you really want to be with? Do you love me? Do you love me for me? Not for what I can give you, not for what I have, not for who I am, but do you actually love me for me? That's one of the things that's actually on my list.
Yeah, it's like, can you meet my needs and can I meet your needs? It's very reciprocal. It's not just you can meet my needs and I'll think about meeting your needs. It's reciprocal. Are we the two people that have compatible needs and we can, make it work? If you don't stay in a relationship and you're not committed enough to, be exclusive to find out these things, we can't grow to the next level to get married.
There is no next level if you can't learn and grow with each other. You have to be able to learn from each other, grow with each other, and be with each other long term.
Yeah. So that's the relationship stamina we're talking about, or endurance. Like, how is your relationship endurance?
Yeah.
Some people, our imaginary friends, Cherry and Larry, they don't really have good stamina. They date every month there's a new person on their roster.
Yeah.
So they have like a 30-day maybe relationship. And I think one of those relationship hater guru people told them that they should not date longer than 30 days.
Okay. That's interesting.
And so how are you going to know? What if somebody wants to date you and you want to date them longer than 30 days? Okay, I'm just trying to say that some people break up with people a lot.
There's some people who don't have relationship stamina because they like to get together, break up, get together, break up. And you just don't want to do that. You don't want to get that habit of breaking up all the time. You want somebody who's going to be with you, somebody that you know is going to be with you, and who's serious about you. There's some people who don't stay in relationships long enough. They don't have that stamina because they just
break up with people.
They break up with people. They fall to the wayside.
And sometimes they do it for no reason. It's like, oh, wait, it's 30 days. And the relationship person said I should not be in a relationship longer than 30 days.
Well, you said they do it for no reason. I was going to say they do it for stupid reasons, because that is a stupid reason to me.
Yeah, they'll say, they'll find reason. I mean, if somebody wants to break up with you, they're going to find any reason.
Now that is true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
They'll just say, hey, I thought you were going to be taller today. And you weren't. Okay. Or they'll put it on themselves. Oh, I need some time to think. Yeah. If people don't want to be with you, they will make up anything. And I'll just say, if you're breaking up with people for those reasons, you may not have even learned emotional
stamina.
You may not have even learned relationship stamina. It takes a lot. And in a relationship, there's going to be good times and good feelings, and there'll be bad times and bad feelings. And that doesn't mean that that person is wrong for you. And it doesn't always mean that your relationship is doomed.
Trying to alleviate the bad times in your life is not reality.
Yeah. Like, for example, you guys could be on a date and get in an accident. That was nothing really you and that person did to each other. It's just a bad situation happened, and now you guys may be stressed and you have to deal with that, and then you see each other in that mode and you have to learn how to work together, or fix the situation together. There's a problem and you have to fix it. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's a red flag in your relationship, but that's an example of things that can go bad, or when there's not good feelings. And you can still have a healthy, loving relationship on the highs and lows of the relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I like what you said. You can have a healthy relationship and a happy relationship on the lows as well as the highs.
Yeah.
And I guess when they were talking about marriages and the priest or pastor says, for better or for worse, that's what they mean. Like, you can be together and we can get through the worst, just like we can be together and get through or just skyrocket past the highs.
Yeah. There's other situations, like, let's say a person was expecting a promotion and it just didn't happen. And that they worked hard for that. That they were doing all that they could, but for whatever reason, they didn't get it. That's nothing that should come between you and that person. It just means that This is a low in a relationship that we're going to work out together.
So when it comes to Black men and women in their relationships, we want you to be able to work past everything that comes forth in your way, because we're resilient anyway. There are great things about Black men and women when it comes to relationships. We can have stamina. We can have peace. We can have love. We can have a great time together of laughter. So there's a lot of things that Black men and women can do together to have fun, enjoy your marriage, enjoy your relationship, enjoy your dating stage, enjoy all of those things.
It's like all the energy that we're building up and using to be against each other, we can actually use it to come together.
Relationships can be great. And we want you to know that you can have a fantastic relationship if you want one.
It is possible. It is possible out here in 2025.
In these streets.
Yeah, for Black men and women to get together, for Black men and women to have loving, healthy relationships.
And households.
Thriving, prosperous, joyous.
So if you felt like you were getting absorbed by all of this stuff that's
all
going,
the negativity.
Yeah, the things on the internet and everything, it's never too late to change your course.
That's right. You can go right into surrounding yourself with that positive energy, with that love, seeing other couples working together and not fighting, and learning to have mutual respect for men and women.
If this podcast and this episode resonated with you and you know somebody who can benefit from it, please share it with them.
We want to encourage Black men and women to get together and have healthy relationships that lead to healthy marriages and happy households.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.